Hello, everyone. Welcome to the energy reading of the week starting 26th of January 2026. My name is Jean Lumière. I'm a spiritual lawyer and a success mentor. I come every week to do an energy reading so that you know what are the energies that are supportive this week. Now, I was hoping that I wasn't going to pull this card today, but it actually comes as a logical conclusion or following to the previous four readings. So we started the month of January with the energy of delegation. Then we had the energy of sleep, and then last week we had the energy of priorities. Now, if you haven't watched these videos and if you haven't used the energy of the week to do all these three things, then the logical conclusion is that this week you are going to be exhausted. So I'm inviting you to go back to the last three readings and listening to what I shared about it. It means that you'll have more to do this week, sadly. But it's not impossible for you to do that. Even if you feel exhausted, these are quite simple steps that you can start to reclaim your energy and reclaim your life. You can find those videos, and I will share the link under the on YouTube under the video that you watch, regardless of where you watch it, because I'm going to be sharing it on all of my social medias, which is basically LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. But because the algorithm and people's news feeds tend to go really fast, and these videos don't stay for very long. For that reason, I then post it on YouTube, where you have a specific playlist with all the energy readings of the week. So you can go back to all the readings I've done so far in January, and hopefully that's going to help you to build or to deconstruct the exhaustion piece that I'm sharing today. Now, when you come to the point of exhaustion, you need to tend to emergency measures. And emergency measures is getting help with your sleep, delegating, and again, prioritizing. So these three videos are still very, very pertinent for this week. But what happened when we're exhausted is that sleep is almost impossible because our bodies are into this survival mode, our nervous systems are activated. So it's very hard for us to relax and to even think about nothing. So you might want to get a bit of support through an app like the Calm app, or you could try, what's the name of the other one? I don't use them very often anymore, but Insight Timer, they have free meditations as well to help you with your sleep. In terms of priorities, what I recommend is to do a list of all the things that you have to do. If you have a to-do list, it's likely never to be finished because in my experience, and I've been doing to-do lists for quite a long time, there's always new things that come on it before you have a chance to finish it. So if you stay in that energy of just getting through your to-do list, you can get to that point of exhaustion because you haven't prioritized. And that might be that on this to-do list, there are things that actually you should delegate. So we're getting onto the delegation piece here. Do you have, and it depends if it's in your business or at home. I'm going to get an example for home, but so an example with actually a friend of mine who was saying that he found it really hard to put up the Christmas lights around Christmas, and his wife kept on nagging him, and I hope he doesn't mind me using this example, but in the end it didn't get done. Now, priorities, delegation, let's combine these two. If it's really important for him to put the Christmas lights up, or for his wife, then delegation means if he can afford it, why doesn't he hire someone to do it for him? It doesn't have to be him. And this way he can relax and spend more time with his wife, or rather than having to put up the Christmas lights. Now, I realize that in this scenario, there's a very binary sharing of responsibility. I'm not sharing it in this way to say it's always the man who should put up the Christmas light and not the woman, whatever, don't catch me on that. It's just an example. In a similar way, and this is going to sound very binary or very traditional, but it's the same thing very often. And it's still the case in households. It's the woman who does the washing up. Well, how can she delegate at home so that someone else does the washing up occasionally, so that she's not as exhausted if she has too many tasks to go through? Or again, and I know it's not everybody has the money to do that, but if you do, even people who have the money don't necessarily do it because they're afraid of not having enough money, even if they have savings, if this and that. So it's really important to not just prioritize your task, but also prioritize how you use your money. And I'm going to say this because if you're an entrepreneur or if you're an ambitious professional, which is my main following, most people who work with me are either ambitious entrepreneurs or ambitious professionals because I teach them how to reach success without burnout. Now, I know I've given domestic examples around this, but you can actually translate that into your business very easily. If you don't know how to delegate, you can't sustain it long term. You have to get some help in. But because sometimes we're afraid that that money is going out, but might not be coming back in, or we're focusing too much on the money that goes out instead of the fact that it keeps on coming in different ways, then you're not going to hire the help that you need or that I'm going to say deserve. That doesn't mean you should get into debt to get the help that you need. But there's an energy of not wanting to spend money because you feel afraid to spend it. And I want you to look at that as well. Of course, exhaustion can take many, many different forms. It might be for different reasons, but at least do what you can do yourself, which is to prioritize your sleep, learn more about sleep, have the right habits so that you can sleep better, get the help with your sleep if you need help. Learn to prioritize, learn to delegate. And then the last piece, which I'm going to talk about because it's very important, is that there can be an energy cord between you and feeling exhausted. So why would that happen? It's because you're constantly telling yourself you're exhausted. And because of that, you drain yourself mentally by thinking you're exhausted. Whereas actually, and that's happened to me quite a few times, I still catch myself doing that. On days maybe where I might have not slept very well, but if I manage to switch off my mental state to saying I didn't sleep enough, I'm going to be tired today. And if I just stay in the moment and say, maybe I didn't sleep enough, but I could still be okay today because something else could give me the energy that I need. It doesn't have to be necessarily only sleep. Now, this is not an invitation to have bad sleep and to make up with taking tons of vitamins, drinking 7 cups of coffee a day. No. But it's also to say that actually, and I've had that experience myself, if I go for a walk outside in the fresh air, then actually that can energize me incredibly. Or another thing that can energize me is speaking to a very good friend who has a very beautiful energy. So there's many different ways. It's not only sleep that can recharge your batteries, right? There are some very quick wins. I'm spending even 5 minutes in the sun, obviously not if you're in a season where you live, where the sun is particularly strong, then, obviously make sure that you don't do that in the middle of the day. But you can do that at a safe hour. Like I know that for the warmest countries, you can usually do that at sunrise and have that sun energy recharge your batteries. It's very effective, especially if you consciously ask the energy of the sun to recharge you. There's many other ways, but this is one of them. That's pure energy. So if you're exhausted this week, there is help at hand. I think that's what this card is saying. Reach out for help, talk about it, do some research, but importantly as well, take it seriously because it's not going to go away on its own. If the energy of exhaustion is to show us something that needs to be changed in our lifestyle, in our mindset or in the way we operate with other people so that we change things in depth. So thank you for watching this video. If you think that this video could help someone that you know, please feel free to share it with them, either by sharing the link on the social media post where this video is or on the YouTube post. I'll talk to you again in a week's time with the next energy of the week. If you would like to watch the videos for the previous few weeks, because as I said, they build on each other, I will share a link underneath this video or above this video, depending where you see it, where you can watch the rest of the videos. Thank you very much. Bye for now.